Hi, everyone.
Hey, howdy. Welcome to another event conversations and Q&A.
Thank you for being here. Did you say howdy?
I did. I said howdy.
Howdy.
That's what I said. Howdy, howdy, guys. So, you know, we're kind of in the South, so howdy is okay.
Yeah, okay.
I don't normally say. I say, hey, y'all. How y'all doing now? Okay.
How you doing, girl?
I grew up somewhat in the South, so it's very easy for me to get my Southern drawl back on. I attempt not to,
Howdy.
but the more I'm around people who have that Southern accent,
Oh, yeah.
you notice it.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the more my Southern comes
And the
out.
kids, too.
Oh yeah. So
Riley and her Southern girl.
we can just be over here being Southern belles and just take care of everything and eat our grits and our eggs and our
Yes.
biscuits and gravy. Or
Wow, I haven't had that in years.
yeah, because it's not very good for you. But anyways,
Nope.
we can say howdy,
say
y'all.
slim.
Yeah. While we get ready to jump into
Yes.
today's conversation,
Yep.
we do it a couple different ways. So we switch off and on. Sometimes we do
Yep.
question, like conversation, and then we have questions that we open up for multiple questions. And then other times
We'll just go in depth
Just
with
go in
one.
depth on one question and kind of drill down a little bit further. Make sure wherever you're watching this that you like, comment,
share.
subscribe,
Yes.
give us a 5 stars. Review, all that kind of stuff that helps us spread the
Yep.
message and get the word out there. Today's question that we are going to expand on some is
how to be a better speaker.
yeah, we want you to be a speaking superstar.
Superstar.
Right? And
Superstar. Yes.
So how do you do that? Well, I always tell people, speakers speak.
Yes. So
if,
go speak.
if you want to be a better speaker,
Yes.
speak more, right?
Yes.
Just like if you want to be more
Repetition.
effective at anything, if you want to be a better cook, a better baker,
Yes.
a better...
You cook more, you bake more.
If you want to be a better landscape artist, you do more landscaping,
Yes.
right?
Even if it's free.
If you want to be a better pianist, you practice playing the
and
piano,
practice,
right?
yes.
So the more you do, whatever it is that you want to do,
Pianist.
you've got to do more of that, right? So how can...
And video yourself every time you speak.
And, you know, like, give yourself some honest feedback, right?
Yes.
Like how
and maybe even ask somebody else for feedback also.
It depends on who you ask, because some people...
Yes. Ask the right people, because some people are just going to give you shit.
Well-
or always say, oh, you were excellent.
I
You don't
wouldn't
want that
ask,
either.
So let's go back to our baking analogy. You don't want to ask someone who just pulls something out of the fridge and throws it in the oven and follows the Betty Crocker, Marie Callender's instructions on the
and
side.
not
And then you're
the
going to
right way.
ask them, how was this?
Yes.
And they're going to say, they're going to give you some feedback, right? That's
Yes.
not the feedback you're looking
No.
for. So the same thing for speaking
more
feedback.
experienced.
You want to ask other more experienced speakers
That
or
know
people
the process.
who've been around a lot of speakers and have seen a lot of presentations.
Yes, somebody
Those-
in your industry.
Those are the types of things that you want to, the people that you want to get this information from. So you don't
Right.
want to just ask any
Tom,
Joe
Dick, and
Schmo,
Harry, yeah.
you know, hey, how was it? Oh,
Ooh,
great. Better
2
than I
thumbs
can
up.
do. I mean, you know.
Right.
Like, that's not what you're looking for. You want honest, reliable feedback, okay?
Yes.
So watch the source in which you're asking for the feedback. You,
And
a lot of times, you know when you did well and you know when you stunk,
Right.
okay? When you record
and you're
yourself,
going to have a good presentation, and you might have missed a few things and you were uncomfortable or you sped through it and it was done.
Just like any day. You have
Yeah.
sometimes your good days, your bad days. You have your
Right.
on days and your off days.
Right.
And
Like
so
my hair
knowing
had
that...
a bad hair day, you know?
Is it because there is no hair?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yep. I can go with that. Like, you wouldn't ask someone with no hair on the top of their
Right.
head for
Like a full,
the latest
all the
hairstyle,
locks.
right?
Yes.
So it's just, you know, go to the source,
Yes.
know the source that you're asking this from. But the ways that you can get better is by speaking more. Also, change up how much
Yes.
time you're speaking. So sometimes speak 15 minutes, sometimes speak
30.
for 30, speak for 45 minutes, speak for an hour and a half.
Yes,
Like,
and have different presentations also.
have different presentations.
You're going
And-
to need different presentations for different
and
time
then
anyway.
gauge yourself and say, okay, what topic am I speaking the best about?
Right, and how did they react to that.
Right, because maybe you're finding something out that maybe you should be speaking more on that because that's resonating with people more.
Right,
It's also,
and you'll notice.
who are you speaking in front of? I mean, if you're speaking in front of your dogs,
Right.
or
Oh,
the
I have a
animals on the
question.
street
Oh.
versus your children or the actual audience in which that message
Yes.
is for, they're going to have a different reaction. The more
Yes.
face time that you can get, the better.
Yes.
So the more
Getting
that you
out
can
there
just
more.
get out there and speak in front of people, the better you're going to get at your speaking, okay?
Correct.
So don't look at it as like, well, I don't have all the bells and whistles. You got to
Yeah,
start
you don't
somewhere.
need that.
You
No.
got to get out there and get speaking. The more
Yes.
you speak, the better you're going to get. The longer the presentation that you have, the
Yes.
more comfortable you're going to get for speaking for longer periods of time.
Right, and then you'll be fine to speak your 90 minutes.
Right. Like
or an hour.
If right now you have a hard time speaking for 15 minutes, then we need to
you
do
can't
a
fill a
stretch
spot for an hour.
that we need to get you to speaking for 20. And then once we get to 20, we need to get you to 30. It's like,
Right.
or maybe you need to look at what is it you're speaking on and why is it that you're having a challenge speaking on this particular topic for 15, 20, 30, 45 minutes to an hour, hour and a half, right? Because if you're going to have your own event, you're going to need to
Because
be
that's
able
where you want to go.
to fill up time. And you should be the expert
At that.
in that particular topic, in that industry, in that field that you're speaking on.
Correct.
That you should be able to speak on it for days.
And go on and on and on and on without questions.
Right. And then you should be able to field questions too and knowledgeably answer those questions.
Correct,
So,
and not be nervous and won't take questions.
right. So when you're thinking about, okay, well, I'm not very good at speaking and I don't like getting in front of people, then that's what you need to do.
You need to take
speak
care of that first.
And you need to get in front of people because there's no way you're going to be able to have your own event if you're not able to stand on your own 2 feet and knowledgeably, intelligently speak about your
Yes.
topic.
Yep,
Okay.
for a couple hours.
Now, if you're not sure what your topic is, then you just need to get out there and start speaking about anything, right?
Something you know information about.
Right, something that you're knowledgeable about, but maybe it's not what you're going to build your event on. Maybe it's not what you're really going to build your big presentation on. That's okay.
But
If
you need to
you're
figure
just
that out.
like, I don't like talking in front of people, I don't like getting on stage, I have to
That's
hide,
when you talk about anything.
then you just got to get the reps in and
reps.
start getting more comfortable being on stage. Start getting more comfortable talking in front of people. Getting more comfortable
Getting that feedback.
doing that. So
Yes.
that way when you do pick a topic, then you're able to, you've already got some of that expertise behind you and that experience. You're okay, it's not that bad. Like
No.
I always feel like, I'm like, did you die? No?
What
okay.
happened?
Then you didn't die.
Yes.
So we're good. We can keep moving on.
Yes,
Did
and you could be doing social media, just talking.
Yeah.
If you're nervous all the time and that's what you
start talking.
do, grab your phone, start talking.
And you know what? Sometimes you think in your head, you build it up, but it's going to be, I'm going to fall on my face. I'm going to trip.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk on stage. I'm going to do this. I'm
No,
not going to.
don't think about it.
I'm going to draw a blank. I'm. Well, if you keep telling yourself all those
That's
things,
what's gonna
It's
happen.
going to happen. Okay. Versus if you just say, you know what? I'm going to go
Let's
up there
do it.
confidently, effectively, and
Yes.
I'm going to speak.
Get excited, hype yourself up.
Because speakers speak, right? So that's what you're going to do. Those are the situations that you're going to put yourself in. The more you do those things that are uncomfortable, when you put yourself in uncomfortable situations
It's going to be easier every time.
that are safe, uncomfortable situations. Let's put the caveat around that. that your uncomfortability line starts moving, right? Because
Yes.
you're starting to get data. You're like, oh, well, I didn't die.
No.
I didn't fall.
I got an applause.
People clapped.
Yes.
Okay, I talked in front of one person. Now let's go to 5. Okay.
And more and more.
And there's all kinds of groups. And they're not like formal,
No,
stodgy groups.
nice meetups that you can do.
But people are looking for someone to come and speak
talk
for
to
a
them.
few minutes. Or
Yes.
talk. Now, that doesn't mean you have to go to like a Toastmasters or a
Right.
speaking something.
You go
that
to
you
old
can.
folks' home.
There's tons of people who just want someone to come and talk. Or,
Yes.
maybe you're good at telling jokes, or maybe you're good at a
Yes.
skill, and
Yes.
older people, younger people, meetups. There's all kinds of business groups that want people to come and talk. People a lot of times just want someone to come and talk. Like, fill some time for me. That's not just me
because
sitting
they
there
need
talking.
a break. Yes,
So
they need a break also.
start looking in your area. Where can you go speak? Where can you go talk? Where can you get
Hundreds
more
of
face
events
time?
a day.
We're not talking forever here. We're just talking
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Like, do that. and then do another 15 minutes.
Yes.
And maybe you talk about something different. So now you have two different things you talk about for 15 minutes. Okay.
Right. Then it's
Now,
going to be 30.
Where can you go and talk about one thing for 30 minutes? Okay, you did that a
Then
few
it's gonna
times.
grow.
Great. So you just keep growing, and you're going to start getting your personality out there. You're going to
Yep.
start getting your cadence.
Maybe
is gonna be
adding
out
some
there.
jokes
Maybe
'cause you're more
gonna
comfortable.
Smile a little bit. Maybe you'll actually breathe in between and not feel like you're going to pass out. Okay.
Right.
You don't need your paper bag over in the corner. Like it's about getting out there, putting
That's
yourself
right. Yes.
out there, and that's how you become better. All these people are talking us, how do I become a better speaker? Well, have you speak? No, I don't.
No,
speak.
I haven't. Just in the
Okay.
mirror.
Well, then let's work on that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes the most difficult things that you think are the most, it has the most simple solution. The
Yes.
solution is do it,
Right.
because then it's not some hairy, scary
It's just like people who want
monster.
to lose weight. Just eat better and move more.
Most of the time.
Right.
Right? So start with what you can do. Start with what you know.
Mm-hmm.
Start in your area and start getting that exposure. Start
And then you'll
getting
be more
that
comfortable.
face time. Start getting that stage time. Start getting, like you can say this week, and make a little game out of it. Like, okay, this week I spoke for a total of 52 minutes. Okay, great. Can you beat it next week? So next week, how can you do that? Or maybe this
And
week.
not with filler and fluff
Right.
either.
And you got to start speaking. And you're going to start recording yourself. You're saying a lot of ums and uhs and sputters. And
Right.
You're going to have a lot
Looking
of
down.
blank space. Maybe you're pacing back and forth. So start working
Right.
on those
On
things.
doing that less.
Start getting better and more effective. But the more you do it, then you have data to go on. Okay? Then you
Correct.
have something to work with. Because if you're not speaking, it's very hard for us to. I mean, there's always things that you can do. Even the best speakers have things to work on. But
They do.
first and foremost is you've got to get the time and the experience
Time in.
in that role as a speaker. And
Yes.
then you start addressing yourself as, I'm a speaker. How is
There
that?
you go. And you're going to carry
Because you
yourself
speak.
differently.
Right?
Yes.
You're not just a coach or a trainer or
No,
a
you are now a speaker.
you're a speaker because, and then you start stepping into that role. You start putting your shoulders back and you start commanding it. You walk differently.
and more comfortable.
You're going to start talking differently because speakers speak.
Speak. They love to
They
speak.
command the stage. They command attention
Yeah.
through that. But the way that you get through this is by doing it.
Right. Then there won't be any more
do it.
uhs.
And then the same way, like how to put on my own event. We could talk about that for a second. You put on a 90-minute event. You put on
Right.
an evening event. You
Yep.
put on a luncheon.
Afternoon. Yep.
You put on a breakfast something. Like
You can have somebody else come in and speak with you.
you just start doing that. And that's people want this mystical, magical thing. And it's like, the thing is do, right? Get, go, move.
Be
that's
pushed
really,
in that way.
The action
Will help.
is what people are looking for.
Yes.
And a lot of times it's the inaction that keeps you
That hurts.
and you make it bigger in your head than what it actually
and then talk
is.
yourself out of it.
And so you never do it. Versus
Right.
when you step into it, it's like, oh, all those excuses.
wasn't that bad.
Where were all those things? That wasn't even, okay, I could do this again. This wasn't
Yes.
that bad. And you just start going and moving and rolling with it. And you start getting
Rolling with
better
the
and better and
punches.
better. Okay.
Yep.
So that is our big answer today for your
Yes.
question. Because
Yep.
we've gotten this question multiple times. So get out there and do it.
And speak.
Start, I mean, we're heading towards the end of a week now.
Right.
How
you
can
can be on
you
stage next week.
get some things over the weekend or next week? Like, let us know
Yes.
where you're finding it. Look up on meetups, look at local groups,
Yes.
look up
Reach out and tell us how
children's
it was.
events or, the elderly events or, business events.
you can
However
do.
you can do it. People always want someone
Somebody.
to come and speak.
Yes, somebody.
Someone to disseminate some knowledge and information. And you be that person, okay?
Yes.
And then you start becoming that go-to person and you start, and then we can start going further and figuring out how do you get better at this? How do you have
Yep.
longer topics? How do you carry that over? But we got to just get going on that
Yes.
right now. Alrighty, guys. So
thank
thank you
you
so
for
much
being here.
for joining us today. And we'll talk to you guys again soon. Have an awesome day.
Bye.
Bye.